Hello everyone. Today we're going to finish the section on surface area and volume, and we're going to focus on a cylinder right now. So cylinder, as you notice, is based off of a circle, and tons of shapes are cylinders. So we always, because it's a circle, we still have a radius. And we're now looking at the height of the cylinder so that we can figure out surface area and volume. So for surface area, our formula, well, we have to find the area of the base, which is going to be our circle here. And area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. And we have two bases, so we're going to say 2 pi r squared. We're also going to find, so if you think about, if I sort of cut this cylinder right there and I rolled out this, maybe it's a tin can, I rolled out the side, the length of that whole piece there would be the distance all the way around. And that distance is our circumference. So we're going to add the distance of our circumference, and think about this rolled out, it would look like a rectangle. It would have the height, and then circumference would be the length. Okay, so since circumference is 2 pi r, that's going to be the length, and the width would be the height. So 2 pi r h. That will give you your surface area. Volume here is pi times the radius squared, so area of the base, times the height. So these are actually fairly simple. Let's say my height is 14 and my radius is 9. To find the surface area, you're just going to have 2 times pi times the radius, which is 9 squared, plus 2 pi times 9 times the height, which is 14. And you're just in charge of multiplying all of that out. Well, 9 squared is 81, and 81 times 2 is 162 pi, plus 2 times 9 times 14 gives me 252 pi. Combine those together and we should get 414 pi. And again, surface area, so units squared. Alright. Keeping those same numbers in mind, let's find the volume here. Well, volume is pi times the radius squared, so 9 squared, times your height. And because this cylinder is the same all the way up and down, we don't have to calculate a slant height or find a slant height like we did with pyramids and cones. So it's just basic computation, and you should get 1,134 pi units cubed. And you can actually multiply that out by pi if you would like to, but you don't have to. Alright, the last formula we're going to talk about is for a sphere. Again, a sphere is based off of a circle. So for surface area, we have the formula 4 times pi r squared, okay? And pi r squared, again, the area for, the area of a circle, so that area right there. So if you take a cross-section of the sphere, if you chop it in half, you're going to end up with a lot of different circles, and so everything is based off of the circle formula. For volume, the formula is 4/3 pi times the radius. Instead of squared, now it's going to be cubed, and that will give us our dimensions, our 3 dimensions there. So the only value you need to know to calculate anything with a sphere is the radius. So let's call our radius, let's say it's 7. Okay. Your surface area is going to be 4 pi times 7 squared. So we have 49 times 4, or 196 pi, And that's about, if you multiply it out, that's about 615.8 units squared. And that's the distance all the way around the sphere, covering all the sides. Okay. Volume is the amount of room inside the sphere. So maybe the amount of space inside a basketball or something. So it's 4/3. And again, sort of combining surface area and cylinder formulas, working with those together. Pi times the radius cubed, and the radius is 7. So here I would suggest doing 7 cubed times 4, and that gives me 1,372. I'll put that entire thing divided by 3, and this is times pi. If you divide 1,372 by 3, you have 457.3 pi, which is about 1,436.8 units cubed. Okay, so the only tricky part here is dealing with that fraction, but you can leave it as 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. So you can do all the computation at the top and divide by 3 last if you would rather do that. And the only other piece I wanted to mention is if you ever want to find a hemisphere, so maybe the cap of something is, half a sphere. Well, we're taking half, so for volume you would just cut this in half, right? So for a hemisphere you would have 4 pi r cubed divided by 3 divided by 2, or you could have 4 pi r cubed divided by 6. That would simplify too, so that would be your volume. For surface area, you would want to take what we started with, 4 pi r squared, and cut that in half. But you're also going to have to add on the area of this base here. So that area is just the area of the circle, because normally we wouldn't have that, but when you slice it in half, you actually have to account for that base. So plus pi r squared would give you the surface area for a hemisphere. And that's all there is.